Hey everybody, Master Mom Amanda Olson here again, reading a chapter from the Parenting Survival Guide, 15 topics and over 60 practical tips to help you in your parenting. So chapter 6 is about the strong-willed child. Now I find this is often portrayed as a negative attribute to children, but I actually think it is a positive attribute. The difficulty lies in directing the energy, directing the purpose, the stubbornness, the dig their heels in and get their way or else kind of attitude in a positive direction, as opposed to taking that personality trait and using it just for their own good. As they get older, if we can help teach them how to harness that and use that stubbornness and that ability to kind of be ultra patient and dig in a way that's going to benefit them in life, then we've done them a good service. So that's kind of the point of the strong-willed child. Now, when they're behaving horribly, and especially out in public, how do we handle that? So I have a couple of tips on that. But if you do have a strong-willed child in your life, just know that if you be patient with them and teach them the right way to use that superpower, if you will, it will bode well for them in the future, as they will not be a pushover. They won't let people step all over them. So it's a good thing, in my opinion. All right, chapter 6, strong-willed children. Tip number 1, don't be afraid of embracing some of your strong-willed child's tenacity or stubbornness. Stubbornness directed in a positive way can be a beneficial character trait, but it does take molding, directing, and teaching. I like to say, teach strong-willed children to use their powers for good, not evil. Tip number 2. You have to think outside the box when it comes to consequences. Strong-willed children often are not motivated to change because of punishment. Rather, they are motivated by being in control. And being in control of your emotions and actions is a win for them. It is imperative that you stay calm, stay in control. Also keep in mind that something you may see as a reward, such as more playtime, may not actually be a reward for them. Tip number 3. You must always win the battle. It's a battle of wills, so you need to plan properly for the battle. Do not give in to their tantrums or stubbornness. Again, do not give in. Don't yell and scream and lose control. This shows them that they are winning and you are losing. Tip number 4. Be patient with yourself. It is called strong-willed for a reason. Just like anything worthwhile, and trust me, having a child who's obedient is worthwhile, it takes commitment, patience, and time. Stay the course, stay strong. The results will be worth it. Note, a child who is out of control is not a happy child. You owe it to her to help her gain control and learn that doing what mom and dad say is in her best interest. Note 2, you have to be more strong-willed than they are. Tip number 5. But how does this apply when you are being strong-willed in public places? Your best case scenario begins with you setting ground rules ahead of time, such as behavior expectations, time limits, what is allowed and what is not allowed. Tip number 6. When it is time to leave a location or friends, give children a heads up. For example, okay, Sarah, we have to leave in 5 minutes, so go ahead and finish up the game you're playing. Tip number 7. When shopping, tell children what to expect. I'm not above bribing when it comes to changing bad behavior. Make the bribe small and don't give in if they behave poorly. But you have to start somewhere, right? Here's an example. When you go to the store, say, we cannot buy anything extra today, so please do not ask me. Now their expectations are a little more real. Example number 2. If you behave well at the store, I'll let you pick out the cereal. So again, a little bit of a bribe, but they do have to earn it. And they can put that strong will and patience that they have into behaving so that they get that reward. Here's a little story from Master Mom. As a teacher for over 30 years, I have come across my share of strong-willed students. What I have learned is that it is so often not about doing or not doing what you say, but winning the battle with you. I remember one young man who was in this battle with me in my martial arts class. He would only barely do, little by little, what I had asked. When I finally had to call his bluff and tell him to hold a plank position until he had an attitude change, I would walk over and ask if he was ready to change his attitude every few minutes for over 20 minutes. He was a strong 12-year-old and was determined to beat me in this game of wills. As much as I wanted to stop his suffering, I couldn't let him win because it would be a battle for me every time he attended class. He finally gave in, ended up being a long time and most respectful student after that day. Sometimes persevering through the unpleasant moments with your child can create great returns. You may not believe it at the time, but your children want to know that your word is true and that they can trust you, even if it means holding a plank position until you have an attitude change. Thanks for listening. I hope this gives you some help and some hope with your strong-willed child, whether it's your own child or whether you are a caregiver or a family member of a strong-willed child. Just be patient. Pick your battles. Not everything has to be a battle. If they want to shave their head and there's more important battles like behaving well at the store, so be it. All right. You guys have a great day. And again, thanks for listening. Master Mom, Amanda Olson. You can also find a lot of the TV shows and other videos on my YouTube channel, Ask Master Mom. So I hope you'll check that out. And again, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me via email, amanda@askmastermom.com. All right, have a great day.